Joe Smoe as an ideal presidential candidate, creative campaign brief. Joe Smoe is the ideal candidate in this election mainly because he has the best track record among the current presidential candidates. He is a selfless servant who greatly participated as a decorated Marine in the First Gulf War and later in the Bosnia-Serbia campaign. In addition, Joe Smoe devoted himself to the success of the Upper Peninsula. He did this by running or competing for the Senate to stand in for the Upper Peninsula of Michigan immediately after finishing his military responsibilities. Joe Smoe went to Michigan University, where he pursued a degree in international foreign policy. Thereafter, he obtained his doctorate degree in jurisprudence from Harvard Law School since he had a desire to learn and understand how law and regulations ought to work for the less privileged and those who are in need. He is married to Angelina, and they are blessed with 2 children, Mary and Michael. Joe Smoe and the families are Christians and fellowship with Joel Osteen's ministry, where he has learned about the Christian faith. Joe Smoe is famous because of his integrity and assertive nature. He has been a nominated leader in the House of Congress and was well acknowledged and respected in the Great Lakes states because of his servanthood spirit, creativity, and transparency. He later grew to be a civil rights lawyer and had an opportunity to train in legal, commercial, and criminal law. Afterward, he came to recognize that the treasured rights of equality and liberty were based on the dynamic participation of stirred or electorate voters. It was after this that Joe Smoe, a Democratic presidential candidate and a great man of the people, chose to fight for justice and the rights of Americans with special attention to the needy. He believes that in times of desolation, there can be expectations. In times of ill politics that separate people and disallow their rights, there can be a unity that will create and improve people's togetherness. In addition, he believes that in times of war and calamities, there can also be harmony. He trusts or believes in hard work and is devoted or committed to assisting the individuals who are excluded in the community, the voiceless, or those who have been denied their rights, and the less privileged in society in a way that they will earn a piece of the American cake. During his reign, he will ensure that everyone has access to quality health, reduce crime rates by enforcing enough security, and raise the economy of the country. To improve Americans' health, he is planning to draft a health reform and set aside some money that will ensure all the health facilities in the U.S. have implemented the concept of medical technology like the use of electronic health records and use of code bar systems. The use of medical technology will ensure there is quality health care offered to the patient, and healthcare providers will boost their information technology. Hence there will be evidence-based practice. Eventually, all individuals living both in urban and rural areas will access quality health care. He feels that if there is quality health, the cost of medical care can be reduced by emphasizing earlier detection, prevention of diseases, and rendering the best treatment. Moreover, healthy people or a healthy country will be more productive, hence, raising the economy of the country. On matters concerning security, he feels that the crime rate has increased drastically, and this is due to high levels of unemployment. Therefore, Joe Smoe is looking forward to creating more job opportunities and deploying more security forces that will help in reducing the crime rate. He plans to invite several investors into the country and give opportunities to organizations and their managers to raise the country to the best level to promote its economy. In his recent interview with CNN, he emphasized that ill politics have to end. The government leaders who think that the government has become their enjoyable game to play with have to either change or quit the government if Americans have risen to another level. Therefore, Joe Smoe is interested in changing and seeing to it that all Americans enjoy their rights and more so the needy. The Presidential Election Campaign Fund in the United States and well-wishers are funding Joe Smoe's presidential campaigns. As a man of the people, Joe Smoe's interest in assisting the poor, promoting the country's economy, and granting everyone an opportunity to access quality health is targeting all voters but mostly the needy or the less privileged. Being a patriot, he promises to eliminate the games played by many politicians by writing fake checks and giving out empty promises. Joe Smoe feels that the politicians who are only interested in themselves and have changed the government into their own game which only they can play, should not be allowed to reign at all. This is because they are the people who have made most Americans believe that no one can stand in for the needy to obtain their rights, let alone the middle class. Moreover, they are the same leaders who have contributed to the enlargement of the gap between the poor and the rich, and to make it worse, and they have brought in the issue of racism. As a man of the people, he is committed to seeing to it that injustice is eliminated by ensuring that all those who commit crimes are punished accordingly. The main challenge in fulfilling his promises, especially in the health field, is the funds required to implement medical technology. In addition, there is a need to train all the healthcare providers in the use of the new technology, as most of them are not well versed in modern skills. Before the healthcare providers get used to the system, their production will be lowered, especially in the first few weeks. However, if the system is implemented at every health facility, even in rural areas, everyone will have access to quality healthcare. For Joe Smoe's plans to be achieved, all those who desire change have to be part of the vehicle. This is because there is a need to work together to move to another level. Therefore, Joe Smoe's campaign is the vehicle and solution to the hopes of the people of the United States and their visions. People will need to use their time, advice, and energy to see to it that they encourage all the leaders who are doing the best and right thing. Joe Smoe's main purpose is to reclaim the rights of the needy, restore people's unity, and understand that few obstructions can stop the supremacy of millions of people addressing for modification. Joe Smoe, a man of the people, is the ideal candidate that all people want to have.